There's more Oh, say, baby, papa, baby, Ladies and gentlemen, shall we please rise for the procession of counsel? We will begin the program with the opening hymn, Land of Our Birth. First and third stanzas behind the podium. First and third stanzas.
When we are grown,
Chairman of the 10th Board of the Medical and Dental Council, members of the 10th Board, our distinguished personalities, invited guests, parents, our friends from the media, our newly qualified latest hottest doctors in town. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. You are welcome to the induction ceremony of the Medical and Dental Council. At this juncture, I have the singular honor to call on the registrar, Dr. Divine Banubala, to give us the call to order and the purpose of gathering. Shall we please welcome the registrar?
Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Abdegi. Especially Chairman of the 10th Board of the Medical and Dental Council. With your kind leave, this special meeting of the 10th Board of the Medical and Dental Council is now called to order. Chairman, permit me to introduce to our audience members of the 10th Board here present. From the extreme left, we have Miss Rebecca Bante. She is the District Director of Health Services for Demand, and she's a representative of the physician assistant groups. Next to her is Mrs. Stella Otima Bedu, Chief State Attorney and Attorney General's representative on our board. Next is Professor Ernest York, consultant physician with subspecialty interest areas in endocrinology, and the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Ghana Medical Association and a representative of the medical doctors. With your permission, may I skip the next two gentlemen? The lady in white is former Chief Dental Officer of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Constance Adoyobo. She is a representative of the dental surgeons on the board. And in the beautiful royalty is Professor Stephen Tabiri. He is the Dean of the School of Medicine, University of Development Studies, Tamale, and a representative of the training institutions. Then our own Honorable Deputy Minister for Health, who prides himself as the rural MP. He is Honorable Mahama Ase Seni. Then the gentleman with a little golden chain around his neck, he doesn't like long introductions. My own chairman of the 10th Board, Professor Paul Kwame. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister, ably represented by his deputy, Honorable Mahama Seni. Members of the 10th Board, ladies and gentlemen, as we may already be aware, the Medical and Dental Council is the statutory agency under the Ministry of Health with the responsibility for the professional regulation of doctors, dentists, and physician assistants in Ghana. The object of council as provided for under Section 26 of Part 2 of the Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act of 2013 at 857 is to secure in the public interest the highest standards in the training and practice of medicine and dentistry in Ghana. In furtherance of its object, the council is mandated to perform, among other things, the following functions: assess facilities, contents of programs for the training of doctors, dentists, and physician assistants in training institutions, ensure that pre-registration training of newly qualified doctors, dentists, and physician assistants in accredited training institutions meets the required standards. Conduct examinations for the registration of foreign-trained medical and dental practitioners and physician assistants. Compile and keep registers of registered practitioners and prescribe and enforce professional standards and conduct for practitioners. Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister for Health, ably represented by his Deputy, Honorable Mahama Asei Seni, our invited guests, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here this morning to induct into the profession, our profession, some 508 newly qualified medical and dental practitioners. May I add that this is the second induction, and we hope final induction in December. We are, as always, happy to welcome family and friends in person to this very special ceremony. We also now welcome our online audience who are watching this event live on our Facebook channel. Ladies and gentlemen, these practitioners are drawn from the following training institutions: University of Cape Coast School of Medical Sciences, Cape Coast; Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, School of Medicine and Dentistry, Kumasi; University of Ghana Medical School; University for Development Studies, School of Medicine, Tamale; and foreign trained doctors who pass council's registration examination. Mr. Chairman, kindly permit me at this point to address our inductees. You would have had in the course of your training some responsibilities in the care of patients. These patient responsibilities were, however, directly borne by your teachers. So your transition from yesterday's students to professionals today implies that human lives are now being directly entrusted in your care. In that is, what this means is that from today, a greater responsibility in the care of patients will be laid right at your feet as you take the enviable role of frontline professionals. This role literally includes the responsibility to decide between life and death. It is therefore important that, having met the basic training requirements, the Medical and Dental Council, which supervises your basic training, now formally admits you into the profession, registers you, and regulates your pre-registration practice, commonly referred to as housemanship. You will be eligible for permanent registration only after you have met the pre-registration standards, as earlier explained to you during the pre-induction professional ethics and medical jurisprudence seminar the whole day yesterday. Dear inductees, due to the rapidly changing nature of science, medicine, and technology, as well as the changing professional regulatory landscape, Council now requires that your registration on the permanent provisional register involves the open declaration of your commitment to the profession, to science, and to society. Ladies and gentlemen, may I at this point remind you of the shared value of the Council: guiding the professions, protecting the public. Towards the aforestated ends, Council's regulatory focus has been on professional accountability aimed at promoting and protecting public health, safety, and well-being, assuring and maintaining confidence and trust in the profession and its members, promoting and maintaining public confidence in our healthcare system, and prescribing and enforcing professional standards and conduct for registered practitioners. Ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with the above stated focus, I'm happy to report that Council is being supported by the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, our health sector lead development partner, to, among other things, develop a new 5-year strategic plan aligned to key sector policies, develop modalities for the common registration examinations for both local and foreign trained medical and dental practitioners by 2025, institutionalize a compulsory pre-examination clinical attachment for foreign trained medical and dental graduates as a prerequisite for all foreign trained doctors and dentists seeking to take the council's registration examinations in Ghana, institutionalize a career day for newly certified medical and dental practitioners to facilitate the transition from education to practice, provide exposure to different practice settings, offer networking and mentorship opportunities, and enable career advancement and specialization. And finally, that we provide technical support to other West African countries to strengthen their medical and dental regulatory frameworks, in particular areas of licensing, accreditation, and quality assurance. Additionally, the Ministry of Health, with funding support from the World Bank, is assisting us to construct a specialist training center in line with the Council's goal to boost local training of doctors and dentists. Council is also pursuing support from other development partners to undertake priority activities of the board, including the following: the development of a scope of practice guidance document for medical and dental practitioners that clearly delimits what the medical and dental officers, the specialists at the level of member, and the specialists at the level of fellow can and cannot do. To also develop a supervision model for physician assistants and conduct quality assessments to accredited institutions for housemanship and physician assistant internship to monitor their skills and knowledge uptake and welfare. Also, Council, with the support of the board and the Ministry of Health, has continued with its quest to boost the local training of doctors and dentists, both at the general duty and specialist levels, ensure quality and safe specialized service provision, and encourage collaborative health research by signing a memorandum of understanding with the Ghanaian Doctors and Dentists Association of the UK on the 7th of this month in London. This follows a similar MOU with the Ghana Physicians and Surgeons Foundation of North America, which was signed last April. Present at the ceremony were Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, His Excellency Papa Nkrumah, Honorable Dr. Nana Iyu Efriye, Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, Professor Samuel Debra, President of the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, Professor Richard Adanu, Rector of the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons, and Professor Sandra Hewlett, Acting Dean of the University of Ghana Dental School, and Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. His Excellency Papa Nkrumah stated that that historic event fitted into the embassy and government's general agenda of mobilizing Ghanaians in the diaspora for national development, and expressed his gratitude to the 10th board of the Medical and Dental Council for the vision and commitment. In that is, you will be required to sign the provisional registration certificate, which gives you the legal authority to commence your housemanship. Today's occasion is also to afford you newly qualified practitioners the opportunity to interact with senior members of the profession. You had a session the whole of yesterday on the ethics and law that govern our practice. It therefore behoves you to be fully aware of your responsibilities during housemanship. And remember that Council will continue to monitor and track your performance as house officers in Ghana. While on behalf of the management of Council, I congratulate our newly qualified practitioners and welcome them to the noble, honorable, and truly learned profession of medicine. They must remember that great professional practice experience requires of them a gentle smile, a listening ear, a kind heart, calm nerves, a critical and reflective mind, an unalloyed commitment to lifelong learning, a humble, decent, gentle, and reassuring persona. All of these clothed in integrity and respect for human dignity. Finally, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Deputy Minister, our invited guests, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, you are warmly welcome to this very important ceremony, and it is our hope that you enjoy our program. Thank you very much for coming.
Can we please give the registrar another big applause? Thank you, Dr. Divine Banyubala, the registrar of the Medical and Dental Council. I'd like to take a song from the present King Youth Choir.
Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo, Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo, Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo. Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo. Where you may yedino, ye odo mara, sebe ya, jise odo, where you may so, Mayenodo. Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo, where you may edino, ye odon wara, sebe ya, jise odo, where you may so. Mayenodo, yes, Mayenodo.
Indeed, the work is difficult. We need to love it to continue. Thank you very much, President Nkrumah, Chairman of the 10th Board of the Medical and Dental Council, Honorable Deputy Minister for Health, members of the 10th Board, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. We've now come to the roll call of inductees. Once again, I call on the registrar, Dr. Divine Banyubala, to do us the honor. Shall we please welcome him, please?
Thank you very much. Now, there are a few rules to this roll call. The first is that we want to introduce our doctors and dentists to the whole understanding of teamwork. So I know some of us are coming from very close, so we'll probably have half of your village or hometown here. Others are coming from very far. They probably have one person. One thing about teamwork is that you share successes, but you remain individually responsible for your actions in that team. So once we start the roll call, please, friends, family, relations that are here, please resist any temptations to start clapping at the mention of your ward's name. The newly qualified practitioners are sitting in cohorts. So we will usually begin with the first name in the cohort, and it is at the end of the last name in that cohort that we will then share the applause for the team. Also, because of the weighty nature of the Hippocratic Oath, and our comrades are here, we want to be able to see each of them. That means that when that cohort receives their applause recognition, they will sit down, so that the next cohort will stand and we can see everybody's face, because we are all differently enabled vertically. So, to give you a clue as to the last person in the cohort, you will hear "and" before the last name. So we'll just practice to see how well we'll cope. And I'll use myself as the last practitioner in the cohort. And Dr. Divine Banyubala. This applause does not reflect 6 and 7 years of hard work. Thank you. Now, the paparazzi at this point we will wish that you stay at one side, because the program is being beamed live, and we don't like people crossing. It doesn't give the elegance that it requires. So now we're good. Dr. Karen Tunteya Abarka. Dr. Nin Matu Abdallah. Dr. Rafik Abdul Samed. Dr. Princess Marian Maltiti Abdullahi. Dr. Idrisu Abdul Basit. Dr. Hamdia Kusi Abdallah. Dr. Neematu Pumaya Abdul Rashid. Dr. Sarisa Ama Abwaji. Dr. Festus Livingston Abunuhi. Dr. Regina Mensa Abosi. Dr. Thomas Aboyene. Dr. Kudus Abu. Dr. Abdul Rauf Jani Abubakar. Dr. Linus Ayine Abu Gumzio. Dr. Derek Kusi Echampon. Dr. Frederick Champon. Dr. Victoria Achampon. Dr. Dinah Efwa Akon Mensa. Dr. Hollantios Ba Aqua. Dr. Richard Adolfo Kwajo Akwa, Dr. Joseph Akwa Mills, Dr. Ama Saasa Akwe, Dr. Precious Awinogum Adakudgu, Dr. Amina Sani Adamu, Dr. Chelsea Sewa Wiafi Adai, Dr. Darrell Ajua Addison, and Dr. Counselor Ni Ado. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Andrew Eko Adiga, Dr. Abina Dansua Aje, Dr. Eugene Aje Asari, Dr. Valerie Akosua Aje Brown, Dr. Joseph Fobi Aje Ousu, Dr. Mario Ajen, Dr. Evans Okansa Adumako, Dr. Ebenezer Edu Nyame, Dr. Akwesi Edu Yabuwa, Dr. Mami Ekuya Dufi Edu Bofo, Dr. Cecilia Edu Jemfi, Dr. Edwin Boahin Edusai, Dr. Michael Boahini Nana Kwesi Afache, Dr. Henry Ano Afo, Dr. Kojo Bewa Afran Okase, Dr. Jeffrey Ajiman Efrifa, Dr. Owusu Eje Efriye Osaye, Dr. Goswe Vonu Agbekokra, Dr. Chachu Chwasam Agbenyaga, Dr. Hetchel Agbinko Ajo Bala, Dr. Agri Isaac Dawson, Dr. Perpetual Ejapa Asan, Dr. Sion Ejapon, Dr. Sabina Ejapon Nenu, Dr. Gidi Die Eje Ejapon, Dr. Jocelyn Kwenedu Eje, Dr. Stephen Boating Eje, Dr. Rosemary Yabua Ejewa, Dr. Kwajo Owusu Ejakum, Dr. Bernice Ajiman Prempe, Dr. Rodalyn Nyamiche Ajiman, Dr. Mami Efua Ajiman Duya, Dr. Emmanuel Ajiman Bedu, Dr. Collins Ajiman Duya, Dr. Frank Ejiri Jr., Dr. Michael Nate Ahulo, Dr. Andy Bafo Edu, Dr. Salome Akrasi, Dr. Emmanuel Kwame Ekuamwa, Dr. Faustine Awimbla Akum, Dr. Ma Abna Sapon Echian, Dr. Muhammad Al Hassan, and Dr. Abdul Karim Pumaya Al Hassan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Abdul Rahim Zerbion Al Hassan, Dr. Ahmed Salim Mandia Al Hassan, Dr. Ishaku Al Hassan, Dr. Said Adote Aloti, Dr. Darlington Chukwemeka Amadi, Dr. Abdul Basit Amadu, Dr. Ajwa Akofua Amamu, Dr. Michael Amankwa, Dr. Abednego Amate, Dr. Rebecca Senu Amasa, Dr. Linda Ameko, Dr. Elizabeth Emefa Amese, Dr. Emanuela Emisa Harrison, Dr. Gertrude Ekuya Emisa, Dr. Ernest Amwa, Dr. Ajwa Benyua Amwa, Dr. Kweku Jemfi Amwa, Dr. Sandra Santi Amwa, Dr. Teresa Amwaku, Dr. Frank Amwaku, Dr. Daniel Kwabena Amwaku AJ, Dr. Ama Amu Kobia, Dr. Papa Amos Abenyi, Dr. Michael Wiafi Ampofo, Dr. Ajwa Boatima Ampoma Asiedu, Dr. Elvis Amponsa, Dr. Samuel Kofi Amponsa, Dr. Mami Esi Amponsa Kwatia, Dr. Sharon Ayitame Anaba, Dr. Anthony Kwame Anabisa, Dr. Aisha Aminli Anamsi, Dr. Augustine Anani Opon, Dr. Hamdia Anas Seidu, Dr. Christian Nase Aniba, Dr. Gamel Akanyige Anienini, Dr. Emmanuel Dansu Enim, Dr. Gideon Enim, Dr. Elsie Enim Labi, Dr. Isaac Nkrumah, Dr. Samuel Rance Nkrumah Karakari, Dr. Eleanor Anai Tay, Dr. Nana Enchubosiaku Ansong, and Dr. Jerry Anchi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Precious Osan Entry, Dr. Annabel Boy Hima Entry, Dr. Kofi Entry Kusi, Dr. Bernard Ndiego Anyidana, Dr. Josephine Apia, Dr. Aaron Apia, Dr. Emmanuel Tewia Apia, Dr. Priscilla Chirema Apia, Dr. Belinda Apia Hassan, Dr. Lydia Apia Mensa, Dr. Joseph Apia, Dr. Daniel Kojo Ahin, Dr. Joseph Ahin, Dr. Justice Ama Asante, Dr. Bernard Kojo Arthur, Dr. Frederick Asamoah Wee, Dr. Caroline Asante, Dr. Jeffrey Asante, Dr. Stacy Asantua Asante Asamani, Dr. Emmanuel Asante Krobia, Dr. Ama Chumwa Asari, Dr. Daniel Asari, Dr. Kwesi Owusu Asari Bediako, Dr. Maxwell Ya Esiama Sampong, Dr. Eloina Asiedu, Dr. Kwabena Deborah Asiedu, Dr. Shadrach Asante Asiedu, Dr. Christiana Kwachiwa Asihene, Dr. Judali Baba Asma, Dr. Eric Asan Jr., Dr. Victus Kojori Asoro, Dr. Osborne Amampai Atimbiok, Dr. Karen Abena Atubra, Dr. Kevin Adam Kofi Achunyo, Dr. Adelaide Emefa Ata, Dr. Prince Atabochwe, Dr. Karen Elom Atakuma, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Ata Ulali, Dr. Ama Akushika Atrams, Dr. Edna Na Adaku Atukwe, Dr. Eden Ayumbama Awaria, Dr. Akoboli Johnny Awekoba, Dr. Kennedy Aulavi, Dr. Emmanuel Iwa, Dr. Joshua John Paul Agatiba Ayamba, Dr. Elsa Aye Kwachi, Dr. Leonard Kofi Aye, Dr. Marilyn Asedu Ayisi Ahuren, and Dr. Ferdinand Azure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. David Kofi Bajiki, Dr. Zuera Baba Muhammad, Dr. Stephanie Janet Bedu Pepra, Dr. Kelvin Efa Bafo, Dr. Joyce Bagnugba, Dr. Frank Ebo Baden, Dr. Christodel Baba Ansam Bedu, Dr. Clifford Ejabin Bedu, Dr. Desmond Bakoji, Dr. Nana Ajwa Ajman Bando, Dr. Eunice Williminga Banyinyaro, Dr. Nicole Yahome Banaman, Dr. Muniru Nampong Banu, Dr. Bright Winterbo Banue Numa, Dr. Edward Anobil Banson, Dr. Kakra Kwesi Ejapon Barnes, Dr. John Adonti Bediako, Dr. Frederica Abena Achre Becoin, Dr. Grace Bin Chalib, Dr. Ajwa Nyakwa Bingpong, Dr. Sarah Emanuela Adote Bimpong, Dr. John Apia Binding, Dr. John Mark Boachi, Dr. Ejapoma Ekia Bodi Ampofo, Dr. Deborah Budu, Dr. Gayhard Kojo Boafu, and Dr. Albert Kweku Boahin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Kweku Konedu Boachi Yadom, Dr. Frederick Kwechi Boachi, Dr. Theodora Boachi, Dr. Kojo Opoku Boama, Dr. Kojeyofu Nyako Boampon, Dr. Clifford Boatim, Dr. Marie Abi Ahinkan Boatim, Dr. Nana Kofi Ampedu Boatim, Dr. Kosua Sewa Boatim, Dr. Ebenezer Achampon Boatim, Dr. Zelda Boatima Boatim, Dr. Bernard Potoso Boza, Dr. Adiza Bofo Ahmed, Dr. Deborah Glory Boy, Dr. Efwa Chechiwa Bosu, Dr. Nathaniel Kuma Bochwe, Dr. Dennis Brempong, Dr. Muhammad Mustafa Brima, Dr. Kofi Chee Banahini Robe, Dr. Nana Ichia Robe, Dr. Abdul Razak Broni, Dr. Frederick Tangonu Buna Nibe, Dr. Tumu Boma Tekana Koke, Dr. Barnabas Zuri Dabo, Dr. Emmanuel Sabi Damoa, Dr. Godwin Aure Damoa, Dr. Audrey Esi Danche, and Dr. Stephen Ponyin Danur. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Isaac Dari, Dr. Kofi Owusu Dakwa, Dr. Robert Kojo Smith Dehair, Dr. Theophilus Derek Debbie, Dr. Delise Mariam Bari Shanye Diabo, Dr. Labieka Nuhu Diko, Dr. Noble Adum Tei Jaglite, Dr. Nelson Kwabla Dome, Dr. Ekuya Amankwa Domfe, Dr. Mark Kweku Dong, Dr. Samuel Donko Jr., Dr. Maximilian Kolbe Dono, Dr. Samuel Esnam Kofi Donyo, Dr. Eric Obing Dodu, Dr. Emmanuel Yambar Dut, Dr. Richard Atu Ezi, Dr. Evans Bafo Enin, Dr. Ernest Enyan, Dr. Calvin Ephraim, Dr. Wisdom Ekweri, Dr. Sarah Mami Amma Kwejirba Son, Dr. Dennis Essel, Dr. Sonia Eura AC Essel, Dr. Maria Stella Esilfi, Dr. Lisa Kwenedu Esman, Dr. Papa Kwabina Nketia Echiba, Dr. Obatari Ashrin F. Bodi, and Dr. Emmanuel Atu Eisen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please don't let the applause die down. Dr. Favor Chilita Ezi, Dr. Aram Aku Feglo, Dr. Moblin Ute Nibori Fogoe, Dr. Ambrose Amwa Frimpong, Dr. Perfect Nana Equia Frimpong, Dr. Frederick Frimpong Bene, Dr. Abigail Sewa Frimpong, Dr. Emmanuel Ose Frimpong, Dr. Ezekiel Frimpong, Dr. Kofi Umponi Frimpong, Dr. Rachel Mabina Frimpong, Dr. Inyonam Mansa Gasu, Dr. Noreen Irina Gati, Dr. Emmanuel Yabua Jaba, Dr. Ajua Jemfua Jemra, Dr. Kweku Boachi Jemfi, Dr. Deborah Euresi Jan Mensa, Dr. Bernard Adai Jathing, Dr. Miriam Ama Jesse, Dr. Billy Graham Go, Dr. Ida Balfour Geu, Dr. Derek Amwaku Jima, Dr. Ajwa Nidadu Hackman, Dr. Muhammad Hadi Hamadu, Dr. Aisha Maltiti Hadi, Dr. Benedicta Ajwa Hayford, Dr. Nana Kwesi Hene, Dr. Khadija Ibrahim Liman, and Dr. Kofi Eje Deku Aiden. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Jemima Omonzuzi Ikidi Solomon, Dr. Victoria Ioma Ikwegu Anum Nobi, Dr. Ibere Agnes Karibiba Nko Taria, Dr. Mary Innocent, Dr. Hanat Isa, Dr. Yusuf Teborata Jalilu, Dr. Benjamin Bayi Bina Jido, Dr. Nguyen Tru Martin Ka Wedomo, Dr. Faiz Kadri, Dr. Jesse Stephen Asaliwe Kandue, Dr. Pawina Kanha Chai, Dr. Stephen Adum Kakari, Dr. Abdu Razak Karim, Dr. Sabater Kedi, Dr. Paula Malibna Kolbila, Dr. Michael Kolog, Dr. Patrick Konedu, Dr. Janet Ama Kumsen, Dr. Priscilla Konu, Dr. Deborah Maud Kote, Dr. Kibenzi Edufia Pesese, Dr. Jessica Klenam Kuma Ametepe, Dr. Emmanuel Kumi, Dr. Benjamin Kwabna Kusi Jr., Dr. Kwesi Nyama Kutin, Dr. Kofi Enin Aje Kwachi, Dr. Nana Esi Kofi, Dr. Paul Kofi, and Dr. Pius Chire. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Kofi Yabua Chire, Dr. Angela Lamina, Dr. Jessica Na Adofoli Labi, Dr. Kofi Amwa Labi, Dr. Tracy Afoli Lai, Dr. Tabitha Dali Lawe, Dr. Princess Diana Khadija Mahama, Dr. Mildred Gifty Obiya Mafu, Dr. Erica Opoku Mensa, Dr. Ikuya Afrakuma Mensa, Dr. Belinda Obuo Mensa, Dr. Derek Yao Obin Mensa, Dr. Echo Gura Mensa, Dr. Prince Mensa, Dr. Samuel Wusu Mensa, Dr. Martina Ofori Minta, Dr. Farouk Muhammad, Dr. Fatima Muhammad, Dr. Najilaw Wunam Muhammad, Dr. Shahid Ambambahi Muhammad Sani, Dr. Joshua Compact Mweko, Dr. Daniel Monson, Dr. Gabriel Mott, Dr. Lillian Koko Morton, Dr. Mushna Mubarak, Dr. Anna Walfix Muhammad Salis, Dr. Mbawin Akolugo Mujiru, and Dr. Samson Simon Mumuni. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Kamar Din Nantoma Musa, Dr. Zakaria Mustafa, Dr. Elsie Win Nayeli Na, Dr. Muhammad Hisham Na, Dr. Winin Numbu Nakaule, Dr. Flomina Aso Namali, Dr. Rachel Kanyir Nang, Dr. Emmanuel Indemele, Dr. Davis Akai Nete, Dr. Kwame Nimako Nimo, Dr. Sharon Wintima Nko, Dr. Paulina Nketia Anan, Dr. Emmanuel Kundur Nkrumah, Dr. Gloria Noma, Dr. Michelle Haba Notera, Dr. Mary Aduma Insia, Dr. Jane Sewa Akoti Inti, Dr. Kwabena Nyamiche Ofori Inti, Dr. Abdulaziz Yem Bedra Nuhu, Dr. Etonam Nuati, Dr. Chudebem Amanda Nwakama, Dr. Lucien Ohini Che Nyamiche, Dr. Mami Akuswa Ode Nyentechi, Dr. Theophilus Nyantechi, Dr. Hilda Nyako, Dr. Kevin Opoku Obing, Dr. Herbertus Kekele Obe, Dr. Ogechi Azomta Obi Kaunu, Dr. Emmanuel Isiama Okrain, and Dr. Samuel Odai. Thank you very much. Dr. Jean-Paul Odro, Dr. Rodalyn Ajuad Akua Odro, Dr. Emanuela Margaret Oforiata, Dr. George Aaron Kwajo Ofori, Dr. Gideon Daku Ofori, Dr. Samuel Ahinkan Ofori, Dr. Kwajo Esiama Ofori Antwi, Dr. Dina Ofori Nkrumah, Dr. Daniel Ofosu, Dr. Emmanuel Ofosu Brako Jr., Dr. Ferdinand Oyimbra Kaman Okoba, Dr. Joseph Chinechirem Okungu, Dr. Beatrice Okra, Dr. Sandra Kayisi Okraku, Dr. Portia Ajwa Ochire, Dr. Esther Oluwadimil Lola Olorun Shola, Dr. Chuku Non Yelom Antoinette Onochi, Dr. Hamdaratu Mateko Opata, Dr. Cromwell Yebua Opoku, Dr. Irajua Sapon Opoku, Dr. Richard Opoku, Dr. Sejram Ama Opoku, Dr. Samuela Ose Asibe, Dr. Daniel Ose Bedu, Dr. Jonas Akufu Ose, Dr. Nuruddin Usman, Dr. Nana Ama Otua Otabel, Dr. Emmanuel Abeku Otin, Dr. Utibe Aninkan Otumo, and Dr. Samuel Oware. Thank you. Dr. Joyce Asari Owusu Boateng, Dr. Efua Chirewa Owusu, Dr. Clinton Boachi Owusu, Dr. Emmanuel Ansa Owusu, Dr. Gilbert Owusu, Dr. Isaac Ya Owusu Jr., Dr. Teresa Mildred Owusu Efriye, Dr. Michael Owusu Entry, Dr. Edwin Owusu Bempa, Dr. Yao Owusu Broni, Dr. Nana Akosia Owusu Danso, Dr. Jessica Edumchua Poku Boahine, Dr. Emmanuel Eduse Poku, Dr. Kwatin Amaning Poku, Dr. Ajiman Akosia Pokua, Dr. Rooney Turemi Poli, Dr. Bright Ajiman Prempe, Dr. Stephen Kwakupon, Dr. Harriet Emelda Kwam, Dr. Elizabeth Fuvi Kwashi, Dr. Joshua Ni Aite Kwe, Dr. Lordina Neuta Kwesin, Dr. Emmanuel Dika Quist, Dr. Kasim Razak, Dr. Asori Asan Roxen, Dr. Ilyasu Ahmed Rufai, and Dr. Abdullah Sadiq. Thank you. Dr. Francis Sakida, Dr. Priscilla Konedu Saichi, Dr. Michael Giuseppe Sarkodie, Dr. Dorcas Ya Aduma Sapon, Dr. Abna Sapon Asante, Dr. Patrick Kweju Sasu, Dr. Adnan Sayuti, Dr. Akosia Jiman Sefa Apau, Dr. Richard Sefa Menu, Dr. Isnam Segbawu, Dr. Auro Seidu Jr., Dr. Faisal Seidu, Dr. Farouk Pumaya Seidu, Dr. Nana Ajman Senya, Dr. Shkambak Joseph Anowi Panyele Soben, Dr. Lawrence Yorube Bore Sobsa, Dr. Elvis Bamana Solin Sog, Dr. Angela Wumpini Sulemana, Dr. Aisha Sulemana, Dr. Isahaku Sumaila, Dr. Kevin Ejaku Mensa Tabi, Dr. Evelyn Ajua Techipoku, Dr. Kasim Bolaji Tadi, Dr. Hafiz Tahiru, Dr. Bennett Nana Techi, Dr. Sigmund Kofi Tamaklo, Dr. Aaron Tewia, Dr. Theophilus Ni Osabu Tete, Dr. Felix Ajete Tete, Dr. Kwenoki Tete Kweno, and Dr. Barnabas Agbo Tete. Thank you very much, Dr. Lord Sylvester Oforite, who Dr. Papa Ebo Amwa Thompson, Dr. Emanuela Asaribia Thompson, Dr. Anita Demnue Too Long, Dr. Audrey Ya Nyira Chum Entry, Dr. Orinos Geraldine Obim Hinyi, Dr. Isabella Wilhelmina Walters, Dr. Karen Michelle and Yembanyi Vital, Dr. Jacob Ewusi Wilson, Dr. Na Shormer Wilson, Dr. Philip Asige Wingna, Dr. Nindo Abukari Yakubu, Dr. Sharifa Yakubu, Dr. Theophilus Nyamiche Yabua, Dr. Edward Yabua Jr., Dr. Emmanuel Kweku Yabua, Dr. Marian Abena Yabua, Dr. Uwusu Bempa Yabua, Dr. Inchua Yadom Bwachi, Dr. Maisha Hahulowe Yusuf, Dr. Solomon Akatu Esi Zantira, Dr. Abiba Zblila, Dr. Fiona Adole Ziza, Dr. Demi Osai Adai, Dr. Pearl Sampa Adimado, Dr. Eric Kofi Edujemfi, Dr. Frank Abraham Eduse, Dr. Esther Ijekum, Dr. Matthias Kwame Ahianu, Dr. Jonathan Adongo Akaliyinya, and Dr. Eric Frimpong Amwako. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dr. Aduma Ampofo, Dr. Michael Annabel, Dr. Miriam Mami Ajowa Ahen, Dr. Doka Sefa Asamoah, Dr. Lydia Ashon, Dr. Rachel Echampuma Bampo, Dr. Joanna Boedu Ayeboafo, Dr. Emanuela Brayi Boateng, Dr. Stella Akosua Jima, Dr. Rahima Idrisu, Dr. Laurentia Inkum, Dr. Vistine Irakozi, Dr. Muhammad Muniru Songsuman Ishaq, Dr. Elsa Kudiabo, Dr. Obed Ajay Mensah, Dr. Clarice Muntuniwasi, Dr. Bolu Matthew Nwangu, Dr. Nematula Omayoza Obieto, Dr. Prince Edward Oduro Asante, Dr. Kakra Hagan Ohini Kankam, Dr. Wilhelmina Na Kai Okle Anum, Dr. Anne Ohi Osabute, Dr. Clarence Sowa Osai, Dr. Godfred Owusu, Dr. Nana Bempon Owusu Ankoma, Dr. Kankam Owusu Ansa, Dr. Sayiram Amma Tonu, and Dr. Ekia Kesua Wura. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have been a wonderful audience. In that is, may you all be upstanding. You had a whole day's seminar on ethics and medical jurisprudence. You also had prior notice of what is contained in the physician oath. Kindly, Robe, put on your white quotes. In accordance with Council's regulatory policy, it is a requirement that practitioners are professionally attired at all times whilst they remain in the care environment. So we expect our inductees with their new white coat to reflect the regulatory requirement. And their name tags are there with their registration numbers. So if you go and they don't treat us right, please do not hesitate to make reference to us. But I now give you 60 seconds, 1 minute. Those of you who have reflected on the oath, if you think strongly that there's any component of that oath that you are not going to be able to abide by, please, may you now exit, because I'm now going to present you to the board for admission into the profession. If you feel strongly that some components of the Hippocratic Oath, you are not going to be able to abide by that, this is the opportunity for you to exit. Respectfully, Chairman of the 10th Board, I see no movement outward. And the cameras are here. Our inductees are ready for the oath. May I therefore respectfully submit to you 508 newly qualified doctors and dentists for admission into the profession. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Chairman.
Would you please put your right hands over your hearts and say after me? As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I'll maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to interfere between my duty and my patient. I'll respect the secrets that are confided in me, even after the patient has died. I'll practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I'll foster the honor and noble tradition of the medical profession. I'll give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I'll share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will not attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations.
You still remain standing as we take the national pledge, and that will be led by the Honorable Deputy Minister for Health.
You say after me. I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana with all my strength and with all my heart. I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. And I pledge I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana. So help me God. Thank you.
Shall we all be upstanding, please? You may please have your seat. Can we give them a very big round of applause? And congratulations. Now, if I fall down, you can touch me. Thank you, Professor Chairman. Professor Chairman, with your permission, may I introduce to all of us some dignitaries in our midst. Without any particular order, I would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Deputy Minister, Ministry of Gender, in the person of Honorable Francisca Otain Mensah. We have with us the former CEO for Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, in the person of Dr. Ohineba Owusu Danso. From Kumasi Nursing and Midwifery Training College, we have Mrs. Joanna Owusu Danso, Principal. We have with us Air Vice Marshal Frederick Bequin, Chief of the Air Staff, with the wife. Shall we please recognize him? We have a consultant urologist, a doctor, a barrister at law. He says he's an elder of the Church of Pentecost, in the person of Dr. Ken Abua. We also have with us the former chairman of the Church of Pentecost, in the person of Apostle Eric Nyamicho, the current chairman of Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Nyamiche. We had with us a former board member, a former dean of students, a former provost of the KNUST SMS, in the person of Professor Tri Agbenyega. We have the vice dean, SMD, that is School of Medicine and Dentistry, KNUST, in the person of Professor Nkwi Kusi. The head of Department of Medicine, School of Medicine and Dentistry, KNUST, in the person of Professor Isaac K. Owusu. We have with us the Paramount Chief for Kpong, in the person of Ni Tete Otu II. We have the MP for Nandam and Deputy Ranking Member for Health Committee of Parliament, in the person of Dr. Mark Nawani. From the University for Development Studies, representing the Registrar of the University, in the person of Mr. Michael Ansa. We have with us the Vice Chancellor for the University of Cape Coast, in the person of Professor Johnson Nyakon Buampong. We have the General Manager, Sonon Asogri Power, in the person of Jin Shin Yi. We also have with us the Minister for Communication and Digitalization, in the person of Mrs. Esla Owusu Akufu. She also came with a secretary in the person of Ruby Kwao. From UDS SOM, that is School of Medicine, representing the medical schools, in the person of Rahel Abdallah. From the University of Cape Coast School of Medical Sciences, we have the immediate past dean, in the person of Professor Mrs. Ivy Ekem. We have the principal, Nursing and Midwifery Training College, 2nd D, in the person of Mr. Boachi Yadon. Also from the Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Sunyani, the person of Victoria Amoa, the principal. We have the former Chief Justice in our midst, in the person of Mrs. Georgina Wood. We also have with us the MP for Wassa West, in the person of Honorable Isaac Ejay Mensah. MP for Saboba, in the person of Honorable Bukari and Joseph. We have MP for Timpani, in the person of Honorable Lydia Lamisi. We have the Medical Director for Tema General Hospital, in the person of Dr. Richard Anthony. We have a Reverend retired COP of the Ghana Police Services, in the person of David Ampa Benin. We have the Commander, 37 Military Hospital, in the person of Brigadier General P.K. Aibo. Also from the Presbyterian Hospital, Agogo, the Medical Superintendent, in the person of Dr. Kennedy Opoku. We have the medical director for Kumasi South in the person of Dr. Kwame Ofori Buedu. We have two representatives from Yoko, and the first is the Deputy Staff Officer, Fafa Shine Deku. We also have Assistant Staff Officer, Paulina Gomashi from the Anti-Traffic Unit, Human Trafficking Unit. We have Anna Jane, CEO. Representing the president for Ghana Dental Association is the secretary, in the person of Dr. Philip Buedi Frimpong. Last but not the least is the deputy rector for GIMPA, in the person of Professor Martin Morgan Tooley. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please give them a very big round of applause? Thank you all for gracing this wonderful occasion. At this moment, we'll now listen to the address of the Professor Chairman of the Medical and Dental Council. Shall we please welcome Professor P.K. Nyame as he delivers his address to us.
Representative of the Minister for Health, members of the board of the Medical and Dental Council, ministers of state, traditional rulers, leadership, former Chief Justice, officers of the armed forces here present, Vice Chancellor, deans, faculty members of the medical and dental schools, the Ghana Medical Association, distinguished guests, inductees, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to represent the Medical and Dental Council as its board chairman to usher in 508 new doctors and dentists into the fold of practitioners in Ghana. My dear inductees, you have now entered into an old, learned, and noble profession. You are joining a profession, the art of medicine, as it used to be called, which involves the healing and care of the sick and traces its roots to Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China. Even our Western father of medicine, Hippocrates, was tutored by Egyptian priest doctors with knowledge dating back 2,200 years before he himself was born. And for these ancient practitioners, the ethics, codes, and guidelines you have sworn as an oath this morning meant an acceptance by the practitioner to agree to principles of conduct towards patients, colleagues, and society. Wherever these oaths were sworn, they all bore similarities to the Hippocratic Oath. Inductees, you have sworn an oath this morning to be learned and noble. Ladies and gentlemen, I hasten to express my appreciation to the work done by all involved in the education and training of the inductees. Let me first mention the institutions under whose wing these doctors were trained. The School of Medical Sciences of Cape Coast University, the School of Medicine and Dentistry, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, School of Medicine and Health Sciences, University of Development Studies, Tamale, University of Ghana, medical school. There are also among them products from various foreign medical and dental schools. It is expected, as expressed by Hippocrates himself, and I quote, to consider dear to me as my parents to him who taught me the art. Quote closed. In the modern era, the training involved many teachers over the period of training. While we express gratitude to their work for their work, we believe that the teachers in our medical and dental schools should continue to be shining exemplars and mentors for these young ones. We see teachers as paragons of discipline and ethical behavior, and they must demand same from their understudies at all times without causing pain or harm. We hope the teachers and seniors in the profession would continue to act in loco parentis, watching the back of the young ones in these turbulent times. Now, a few words about practice for profit. House officers are not qualified to work as locums in private clinics in the absence of the substantive practitioner. They should not be encouraged to do so. Such practice may encourage the development of a sense of impunity for the laws and regulations of the profession very early in their careers. It is to be deprecated that practitioners who hold a full-time job in a busy hospital, who signed contracts with entrepreneurs who own health facilities to run these clinics also on full-time basis. This is conflict of interest, sometimes with dire consequences for patients and clients. Junior doctors must recognize that referring a patient to another specialist for another or specialist opinion is not a business transaction that may attract a commission. In the same spirit, it is wrong to insist that a patient should go to a particular facility for an investigation, for example, X-ray examination, unless that facility is the only source of the examination or quality and standard required. Referring a patient to another practitioner must be for the lofty aim in the process of healing and not a transactional affair between practitioners. Ladies and gentlemen, the Council joins the inductees in showing gratitude to all parents and benefactors who supported their studies through financial, psychological, and other forms of support. The governments of Ghana and the people of Ghana deserve appreciation for creating the enabling conditions that make medical education accessible to all who are suitably qualified for it. After the training, Ghanaians expect service. The people demand and deserve to be served by their doctors. Our people feel threatened with the feverish discussions on the relocation of health personnel from Ghana to other countries. I believe the doctor workforce is steady enough to weather the storm. 20 years ago, the proportion of one doctor to the population was 1 to 10,000. Now I think we are doing about 1 to 3,000. And there's no cause for alarm. Meanwhile, we support the expansion of health facilities throughout the country and hope that all projects that have stalled would be completed. The board continues to encourage government to expand and adequately equip existing medical and dental schools, and if feasible, establish new ones. Ladies and gentlemen, at a certain age, one becomes persistently aware of the cost of drugs, medicines, and other products in the health sector. We wish government and entrepreneurs will rigorously pursue programs for the local manufacture of drugs which are in common use and used in large quantities, and which international law allows their manufacture as generics. The cost of medicine and healthcare in general are a serious challenge to the aged and economically disadvantaged. Therefore, despite our economic difficulties, there is a need to review the scope of coverage of the National Health Insurance Scheme and other financial aspects of the scheme. Most importantly, providers should not be placed in a position to withdraw their services with serious implications for the aged and the poor. And now pointedly to our inductees. It was part of all oaths of yore that learning and acquisition of new knowledge did not end with passing of qualifying or graduating examinations or their equivalent. They said, among other things, 1, thou shalt act always with a view to the acquisition of knowledge. There's no limit to the science of life medicine, so thou should apply thyself to it with diligence. This was the oath of Sharaka of India. The second one was, grant me the strength, time, and opportunity, always to correct what I have acquired, always to extend its domain, for knowledge is immense, and the spirit of man can extend indefinitely to enrich itself daily with new requirements. Today he can discover his errors of yesterday, and tomorrow he can obtain new light on what he thinks himself sure of. This was the oath of Maimonides. In the modern world, continuous professional development is a requirement for the renewal of license to practice in the jurisdictions I am familiar with. You have to keep learning till death. In fact, it is said that in medicine, when you stop learning, you die. The College of Physicians and Surgeons is also in place to help improve your knowledge, increase your skills, and advance your professional standing. Take advantage of it. Inductees, you have entered a noble profession. It does not make you an aristocrat. It is noble because practitioners have to show decent and fine personal qualities and moral principles. It is a profession that demands integrity. Your dressing for work must not be just to keep abreast with current fashion. An Asian Indian physician's oath insisted that, and I quote, thou shalt clip thy nails and hair close and observe cleanliness. You must be on time for duty and appointments. You have the power of access to the bodies of your patients. Under no circumstance must this be abused. For those who are not aware of the Me Too movement, it has come about in the West to protest against sexual abuse of women in the workplace. Tread carefully and don't get accused for alleged unsolicited social liaison. Ladies and gentlemen, money is often the source of the devil's temptation. And I'll tell you a little story which was told by the great Winston Churchill himself. Churchill was going to give a talk or have an interview done on the BBC, and he took a taxi. And when the taxi driver dropped him, he told the taxi driver to wait for him. And the taxi driver said, sorry, sir, I can't wait. I'm hurrying home. I have to go and listen to Churchill speak. And then Churchill put his hand in his pocket and brought out a 10-pound note and gave it to the taxi driver. 10-pound note at that time might be the equivalent of about 100 pounds now. Then the taxi driver suddenly said, oh, sir, I'll wait for any number of hours you like. Let Churchill go to hell. That's exactly what he said. So what does it mean? Principles are modified by money. Nations are sold for money. Friends separate because of money. Honor is lost because of money. Families split because of money. And people are killed for money. Even 15-year-olds are killing their grandmothers for money. Slavery came about because of money. We took money and sold our own people. So be careful of money. This is not to forget what Deng Xiaoping, the leader of China who changed their economic direction. This is what he said: to grow rich is glorious. And that's a quotation. But wealth must be reward for industry and individual initiative. And even as we work honestly, we must be sensitive to the needs of our communities and our social responsibilities in a developing nation. We must be willing to serve where we are needed. We must be slow and circumspect in abandoning ship for greener pastures when there is some turbulence in the ship of state. Dear friends, you must aspire to achieve the qualities of Confucius ascribed to the gentleman or the superman who rules society. And these were intelligence, dignity, grace, kindness, resolution, and forcefulness. These surely must apply to being noble in our profession. I congratulate you and welcome you to an old, learned, and noble profession. I wish you all successful careers. Go out and be citizens. God bless us all.
Another big applause for Professor Chairman. He has said it all. Be careful of money. Principles are modified because of money. People kill because of money. Remember the Kwacha story yesterday? The Kwacha story. All right. Thank you, Professor Chairman. I would like to introduce some names that I inadvertently skipped whilst I was recognizing our dignitaries. All apologies, says. I would like to recognize the presence of the Dean for KNUST School of Medicine and Dentistry, the person of Professor Daniel Anson. Also with us is the Dean for University of Cape Coast School of Medical Sciences, in the person of Professor Sebastian Eliassen. Thank you also for gracing this occasion. We now have words of advice from a member of the board, and that will also be done by a dean. So this line is the dean. So we've done Dean of UCC, Dean of KNUST. It's now the turn of Dean for UDS. Shall we please welcome Professor Tebri?
Thank you very much. I think after the speech from the chairman, it's going to be difficult, but I'll try my best to advise the inductees in a practical way. Professor Chair, members of the 10th Board of Medical and Dental Council, Her Ladyship, former Chief Justice of Ghana, Ministers of State present, Director General of Ghana Health Service, Vice Chancellor of University of Cape Coast, representatives of various universities present at this gathering, deans, presidents of medical colleges in Ghana, friends of media, distinguished guests, all protocols observed. I would like to thank the chairman and the members of the 10th Board of Medical and Dental Council of Ghana for the opportunity given to me to advise our newly qualified doctors on his behalf. Our nation is proud of the inductees, their parents, for their immense contribution to us at this stage of our development. Congratulations to you all on the successful completion of medical school and successful induction by the Medical and Dental Council. The profession you have been just inducted into is a noble profession. This name must guide you throughout your career. You will soon be posted to the various hospitals to begin the next journey of 2 years mandatory house job training. House job training is a period of intensive training in accredited health facilities across our nation under recognized specialist doctors to help you to transform the knowledge you acquire during your studies into clinical skills for managing patients. My advice to the inductees is based on the headings: your health, regulations and rules, family values, posting, working ethics, and career opportunities available in our country today. Your health. Remember to take absolute control of your health with a varied national insurance. In addition, try to get private health insurance coverage from corporate health insurance companies for yourself and your family. Seek care on time. Avoid delays. Avoid recreational drugs and substances. Have time for yourselves. Rest well at the end of rotations instead of embarking on locums. 2, regulations and rules. In discharging your duties as an employee of Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, Christian Health Association of Ghana, your role and conduct shall always conform to the policies, rules, and regulations. Do not forget about Medical and Dental Council ethics. Let the Medical and Dental Council fitness to practice to be your guide. When in doubt, please consult your trainers and mentors, because remember, our profession is a noble profession. And I'll take a quote from Aristotle. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst beast. On quote ends. It means you can do anything to make yourself happy as a doctor, but it must be within the confines of the laws of our country, rules and regulations of Medical and Dental Council. Family values. Please remember Ghanaian family values. While you work hard, pay attention and have time for your family. You go to these people for support if the unexpected happens. The developed world nuclear family ideology may be a good model, but implementing it in our setting may pose some challenges. Our social support system do not support in entity this European or Caucasian family ideology. We do not have old homes, and in old age and times of need, it is your niece, cousins, siblings, or nephew that may be helpful to you, especially when your nuclear family members are unavailable at this crucial moments. Postings. Medical and Dental Council is responsible for your postings during the house job training. Please note that you are required to obey these posting regulations of the council. Attempt to change posting using all available means may lead to undesirable consequences. The cost to you may be too high later in your career, so please try to avoid it. Working ethics. It is a period where you will be working as an apprentice under supervision until you deem fit to work independently. Medical and Dental Council will monitor your progress and will support you. During this period, you may face certain challenges, but I encourage you to see them as opportunities to learn to work in a healthcare system in a middle-income countries like ours. You can overcome most of these challenges with dedication, commitment, and hard work. Medical and Dental Council will support you to surmount some of these problems. Feel free to consult your trainers for guidance. Show interest in Ghana Medical Association activities. We have senior members who are lawyers and counselors. These colleagues may be helpful for mentorship and directions. Some of the challenges identified by your colleagues in training at the moment: accommodation challenges, delays in paying salaries and allowances, delays in posting, frustrations from other health professionals, physical and mental exhaustion, lack of proper healthcare insurance. In all this, you must work harmoniously with your peers, seniors, and other healthcare professionals. Note that healthcare thrives on the spirit of absolute collaboration. In collaboration, human beings are likely to break their own records. Says career opportunities. Ghana Health Service, Medical and Dental Council, Ghana Medical Association, Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons are working tirelessly in collaboration to decentralize postgraduate medical training. This will help our nation to achieve universal coverage for every Ghanaian, irrespective of their geographical location. You can now start specialization training in anesthesiology, intensive care, radiology, ENT, ophthalmology, psychiatry at the end of the first year of housemanship. Because it is a challenge. For example, apart from Accra and Kumasi, we don't have doctor anesthetists across the country, especially in the catchment area where I work. Please take advantages of these programs. The Medical and Dental Council engaging stakeholders to expand the existing undergraduate medical education without compromising quality. So, the medical schools need to increase basic and paramedical science staff. Therefore, it is a good option to consider a career in applied anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, pathology, chemical pathology, and hematology. Lastly, most people in our country are talking about brain drain. But my question is, can it be a brain gain? Some of you are exploiting opportunities in the developed world. It may have initial undesirable consequences in our national discourse. However, it may have future advantages of knowledge, skills, technology transfer to accelerate the development of our country. If you take such opportunity to go out there, please return home earlier to start career, because north, south, east, and west, home is the best. And this brings to mind Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 14. That means if you waste a lot of time there, by the time you come home, you may not be useful. And the verse says, you are the salt of the earth. In this case, I would say you are the salt of your country. But how can the salt be made salty again if it loses its saltiness? It is no longer a good for except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. In that case, if you come late, you may be a burden to your community instead of being useful to your community. Congratulations once again. Undoubtedly, you will soon take the medical practice to the next level. I have absolute confidence in you that you will never disappoint our nation. And very soon, through your perseverance and effort, interventional radiology, laparoscopic surgery, dialysis, renal transplant, and robotic surgery will be available to Ghanaians irrespective of their location. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Stephen Tebri, the Dean for School of Medicine, University for Development Studies. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to recognize the presence of Dr. Amfo Okai from the Mamobi Polyclinic. Oh, okay. She's right there. Thank you for coming. We are grateful. So we've been sitting for long, and it's now time for our newly qualified practitioners to show us their dancing skills. So you are called to the dancing floor, which is open, and President King Youth Choir will lead us as we have some dancing tunes, and you show us your dancing skills. President King Youth Choir. Parents are also invited to join them in celebrating the day. Thank you. Please have your seats. We are not at church service though. We are still at the induction ceremony of the Medical and Dental Council. Can you give yourself some big round of applause? Please stop the pleasantries. Let's continue with the program. Can we give a big one to Present King Youth Choir? I think the next time I should come with an offering bowl. So you all drop something so that I can defray the cost for this program, right? Thank you very much. We want to continue with the program. I have 2 phones here. And then about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 name tags. And then 1 sash. So once you are done with the program, you come and then identify. More are coming. So once you are done with the program, you see me. If you have your phone, and then more name tags, right? Oh, you were so excited. Please have your seat. It's a solemn occasion, and we need to observe it as such. It's now time to have the address of the Honorable Deputy Minister for Health. Shall we please welcome Honorable Mahama Saini to give us his address?
Good afternoon once again. Today, I'm very happy about you. I must say, the government of Ghana is proud of you. Minister of Health is proud of you. And I, representing my minister, is also proud of you. And I keep on saying that so many doctors, 508. Why should we die? We shouldn't die. It's not true. Thank you very much. The chairman of the 10th Board of Council, Professor Paul Kwame, members of the 10th Board of Council, her leadership, Chief Judge Wood present, provosts and deans, ministers of state, and all members of parliament present, head of accredited institutions for housemanship and internship, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. I am greatly delighted and feel honored to address you on the occasion of the induction of the professions of medical and dentistry, some 508 newly qualified doctors and dentists to augment the current strength of about 11,000 doctors and dentists serving in various parts of the country. In that is, may I take this opportunity to offer you all very well-deserved hearty congratulations on your success. I further wish to commend your families, guardians, and all who contributed to your success. And of course, I extend a special appreciation to your lecturers, mentors, and the patients who cannot allow you to learn through them. An important sacrifice you should not be lost on you. Mr. Chairman, I am particularly happy that the ministry is receiving into our fold another batch of freshly qualified doctors and dentists into the profession of medicine from the University of Cape Coast School of Medical Science, Cape Coast, Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, School of Medicine and Dentistry in Kumasi, University of Ghana Medical School, Accra, University of Development Studies, School of Medicine, Tamale, and foreign trained doctors who pass council's registration examination. Mr. Chairman, I am aware that before the council can grant professional license to a foreign trained doctor or dentist, the council needs to ensure that the doctor or dentist possesses the requisite professional knowledge, skills, abilities, and core competencies necessary for safe medical and dental practice in Ghana. This requirement, Mr. Chairman, is in keeping with Section 27 of Part 2 of the Health Professions Regulatory Body Act 2013, which provides that the council shall conduct examinations for the registration of foreign trained medical and dental professionals or practitioners and physician assistants. Mr. Chairman, I wish to congratulate the Medical and Dental Council for successfully organizing the new format of the registration examination for the foreign trained medical and dental practitioners. I am also aware that the first batch of the candidates who successfully went through stage 1 and 2 of the examination are part of today's inductees and must be congratulated. Mr. Chairman, I wish to touch on the issue of the attitude and conduct of healthcare professionals in keeping with the healthcare professionals. Mr. Chairman, in keeping with the high regards that the society accords to healthcare professionals, the society rightly expects a correspondingly high standard of professionalism and conduct. As a consequence, the object of council, as provided for in the Part 2 of the Health Profession Regulatory Body at 2013, is to secure in the public interest the highest standards in the trading and practice of medicine and dentistry in Ghana. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, regrettably, often the value of specialized knowledge and success, if not properly managed, tend to result in bloated egos and inconsiderate conduct and may make one lose his humanity, the capacity to care. Ladies and gentlemen, any keen follower of the healthcare sector would have noticed that recent media reportage is replete with claims of professional negligence, improper conduct, and unethical behavior by other doctors, by our doctors rather, dentists, physician assistants, nurses, pharmacists, and so on. The very people who openly swore their professional oaths, as you did today, and committed themselves to serve us in our most vulnerable states, are now our abusers. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, government is committed to ensuring that Ghanaians nationwide have access to quality healthcare services. In line with the above, the Ministry of Health, as part of the 2023 program of work, is to institutionalize quality standards and practices in the delivery of health services. That's number one. Number two, to ensure universal access to a better, efficiently managed, and high-quality primary health system. Reduce avoidable maternal, child, and adolescent deaths and disabled and disabilities, and increase access to responsive clinical and public health emergency services. In accordance with my ministry's focus on issues of professional and institutional accountability, I am aware that the council is scheduled among others to redesign, restructure, and harmonize curriculum for medical and dental training schools in Ghana. Develop scope of practice for medical and dental practitioners, as has been done for the physician assistance groups. Develop a supervised model following the launch of the scope of practice document for the physician assistance groups. Organize common national licensing examination for both local and foreign trained doctors by 2025. Conduct quality assessment of housemanship and physician assistant internship. Introduce National Health Career Day for newly qualified medical and dental practitioners to facilitate the transition from education to practice, provide exposure to different practice settings, offer networking and monitoring, and enable career advancement and specialization through continuous education and professional development, and provide technical support to other African countries and West Africa, establishing, strengthening their medical and dental regulatory framework in areas of licensing, accreditation, and quality assurance processes. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry again congratulates the Council for the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with the Ghanaian Doctors and Dentists Association UK, which took place at the 8th Annual Health Conference of the GADA UK in London on the 7th of October 2023. This MOU is to primarily facilitate the process of registration of those members of JACA UK who are desirous and willing to support the health systems of Ghana by contributing to the training of undergraduates and postgraduate doctors and dentists, the provision of specialists and the subspecialist training healthcare services and health research in collaboration with colleagues in Ghana. The MOU will expedite the process and reduce the cost by 50%. Another provision is a waiver of examination in certain special situations for selected UK-based physicians. These expedited processes will be provided through membership with GDK, with the GDK members. In addition, it will help to address GDK members' founding mandate to provide educational and faculty support to Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. The Ministry humbly requests the support of all stakeholders, especially our health partners, to advance the quality of medical and dental training and practice for our collective good as a nation. Mr. Chairman, the Ministry looks forward to a long working relationship with these newly qualified doctors and dentists, but they must remember that the oath they took today, the pre-induction lectures in medical professionalism, and the conduct, professional ethics, and medical jurisprudence that Council organized for them and serve our people with diligence, integrity, dedication, and respect. And this will leave the country to take care of us. Finally, Mr. Chairman, they must not forget their faith, and I'm certain that God will bond and meet their needs. To conclude, I wish you great success in your chosen careers. God bless us all and bless our nation, Ghana, and make her great and strong. Before I take my seat, I just want to chip up this small word. For some of us who are rural MPs, we often don't see doctors around. Physician assistants, we don't see them. We deal with nurses and other paramedicals. So please, consider we the villagers too. We are also Ghanaians. So I'm expecting a lot of you in the Daboya Mankaru constituency, which used not to be part of Ghana. It was in the overseas, but thankfully for Nana for this government, we are non-Ghanaians. So after this one, you post you and you don't go, I will chase you, I'll come and look for you. Thank you very much.
Can we give it up to the Honorable Deputy Minister for Health, Honorable Man Maseni? He always prides himself as rural MP. So he's expecting you in his constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, before the vote of thanks, I would like to recognize the presence of the medical superintendent for Holy Family Hospital in Koko, in the person of Dr. Isaac Edu Poku Entry. We also have with us former Deputy Managing Director for Ghana Commercial Bank and the CEO for Abicom Financial Consultancy with a wife, in the person of Dr. Kwabna Dapa Siankwa. Thank you. Oh, the applause is dying. We are almost ending the program. Good. Thank you very much. So, the last but not the least item, we have the vote of thanks, and that will be delivered by one of the hottest, latest doctors in town. Shall we please welcome Dr. Opata Hamdaratu Amateko to give us the vote of thanks. Come on, let's give it to her as she comes.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Professor Chair, standing on the protocols already existing, ladies and gentlemen, today we're gathered here for a momentous occasion as we celebrate the induction of a new generation of medical doctors. On behalf of my fellow doctors, I stand before you to express our sincerest gratitude and extend our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has been a part of our journey. The first and utmost thanks is to the Almighty God, who is the master of all planners and is our source of comfort. We would also like to express our deep appreciation to our esteemed faculty mentors and medical institutions. Your guidance and expertise have been instrumental in shaping us into the healthcare professionals we are as of today. We're grateful for the knowledge and skills you have imparted, and we pledge to carry your teachings forward as we embark on our medical careers. We also extend our thanks to our families, most importantly our parents, and the sponsors of our medical education. Your unwavering support, love, and understanding have been our rock throughout the challenging years of medical school. Your sacrifices and encouragement have fueled our determination to reach this moment, and we couldn't have done it without you. With the family of the newly inductees remaining seated, Mr. Chairman, I humbly plead your indulgence to permit us to give a standing ovation to all parents here today. We are because you are. Thank you very much, Professor Chair. They may not be here with us today, but wherever they may be, to the patients and their families who have entrusted us with their care during our training, we express our profound gratitude. Your resilience, trust, and willingness to allow us learn from your experiences have been invaluable to our education. We will carry with us the lessons learned from each patient, reminding us of the significance of our profession. We must not forget the dedicated healthcare staff who have worked alongside with us in hospitals and clinics. Your guidance, mentorship, and support have been indispensable. We thank you for your patience and for helping us develop our clinical skills and bedside manner. Last but not least, we thank the broader community, the Medical and Dental Council, whose support has allowed us reach this milestone. Your dedication to maintaining high standards of medical education and practice is commendable. You have been the guardians of our profession, ensuring that we receive a comprehensive, ethical, and rigorous education. Your guidance has been instrumental in preparing us for the responsibilities that lie ahead. We're grateful to Mother Ghana, and as such, we shall be devoted to uniting in competence, integrity, and patriotism to uphold her and make her great and strong. As we step into the world as medical doctors, we recognize the profound responsibility that comes with our white coats. We promise to uphold the values of compassion, integrity, and excellence in patient care. We will strive to make a positive impact in the lives of those we serve. Mr. Chair, in closing, we express our warmest gratitude to all those who have made this day possible. With your support and guidance, we are well equipped to face the challenges and the rewards of a medical career. And we will foster and honor the noble traditions of the medical profession. Thank you for believing in us and for joining us in this celebration of new beginnings. From the University for Development Studies, we say Topoya Kapae. From the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, we say Yadamwase. From the University of Ghana, we say Oyualadon. And from my own very university, University of Cape Coast, Yadamwanase. And from the foreign trained medical students, we say Shishi. Thank you, and God bless you.
We thank you for thanking us. So may all the newly qualified practitioners be upstanding. Even the applause you gave your colleague is far louder than what you gave to your parents. Yes. And your parents were the ones who paid the legal and the illegal fees. The books that you mentioned, we've never heard before. So please put everything down. Let's give them a very resounding applause. To all parents, we thank you for sponsoring us. It's a dream come true. You should be proud of yourself. Give it to the parents once again. Let's go. Thank you, parents. We are grateful. You may have your seats. The legal and the illegal fees. They say we should buy this book, which we have never heard. We are doing this project, community visitation, which we have never heard. Thank you, parents, for sponsoring us. It's a dream come true. We are grateful. We also want to acknowledge and thank President King Youth Choir. The first time we used President King Youth Choir was in April 2014. And from 2014 to date, they have been at every single industry. Can we give it to them? So next year will be 10 years. Rex, for the 10th anniversary, you are not paying. I keep saying it, and I mean it. So in case you're having a party, a funeral, outdooring, anything, President King Youth Choir is there to support you. They are wonderful. Can we give it to them again? Rex came to me and he says I should appeal for a bus for them. They need a bus. So anybody who can help, a clarion call from President King Youth Choir. Rex and President King Youth Choir needs a bus. Let's help them. Thank you. We also want to acknowledge and thank Continuous Education Services. From COVID to date, they have been with us. We are so grateful for this wonderful opportunity, for streaming live all the events on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Even after the program, when you go there, it is there. Just look for MDC Ghana. You have all our induction programs since COVID to date all being loaded there. I am eternally grateful to my team. We are proud of ourselves. Team registration, MDC. We have done it once again. MDC staff, are you cool? We are so grateful. Yesterday we left here 9 o'clock. It's not easy to organize such an event. And we should keep the team spirit and we achieve more. So our dignitaries would recess with our board members to the VIP, and our newly qualified practitioners will remain standing, and our parents can wait for us outside after the recession. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard Apia Ejay, Head of Registration, Medical and Dental Council, organizer and the MC. We've come to the end of the program. Shall we please be upstanding as we have the closing hymn, Land of Our Birth, the 6 to 8 stanzas behind the program. Land of Our Birth, the 6 to 8 stanzas. We continue to remain standing as we have members of the high table recess with our dignitaries.